Guys, can you tell me how many times did you hear it's just a Eurovision? It's just a job. It's just a football. It's just something. Like, just have fun, enjoy. Don't take anything so seriously unless you can't. Let's talk. Alright, guys, welcome to my vlog, welcome to my podcast. Today I will keep it very real because I try to write some lines, some structure and whatsoever, but then I always talk like a robot, and I prefer to talk to you as really me, to be authentic, realistic. Just want you to understand me, myself. This is actually why this is my channel and not Czech television, another television, and whatsoever. When you a little bit need to work with the flow, it's a job, but this is something special for me, and I have this thing in my head for a quite a long time. And again, it get back when some of you were commenting under one of my reaction videos, like, okay, you don't need to like the song or whatsoever, just it's just Eurovision, it's a good show, enjoy, have fun. But I will try to give you a little bit different perspective, because I don't know if I think most of you know, but not probably all of you know, that my job is a producer and director and television professional at some point, whatever it actually means for you. But it means that I need to take things seriously when I'm working. Of course, this is a problem because when I was working also for Eurovision in Czech Republic, and also was juror in like many European countries, I need to take a professional look, and I cannot avoid it in me. It's inherited in me, it's part of me, and this what makes me me, that maybe I'm sometimes too serious or taking things too analytical, and I'm not that crazy happy fun about everything, excited. I'm a different excited. I'm on a different level of excitement about it. And I look at Eurovision as an opportunity, as a job, as a platform, as something which will arise. Like when I started to work at Eurovision, I took it as this is a Champions League, and I like to do in thinking about Eurovision this football sports analogy, and where it goes, because of course I'm coming from Czechia, the country weren't successful before 2015-16 at all, like and this narrative really struck us down even in our own minds, like so many colleagues, so many music professionals, and everybody else are like, hey, take it easy, it's just Eurovision, no one cares about it, and no one definitely care about us. And imagine where we would be if I take this in Czechia. We would never qualify probably with this loser mind, and I always like to look at Eurovision as a pinnacle of something which is underneath, as a top thing, as something where you want to be, where you need to be, and when your country can be proud, like I don't know, football Euro or World Championship, or and you can take this is naive, but this is my perspective. This is something what makes me me, and I always look high. I always look like how Sweden is doing, how Italy is doing, those Ukraine how it's doing, those top countries who are attacking top five all the time, who wants to be the best, what they do for it. And one thing what they are doing, that they have everything underneath this World Championship, European Championship, however you call it, embodied as Eurovision. They have conceptual work in their music and television industry as one body. They understand that this opportunity to have Eurovision, to showcase the best of the best of what your country can possibly send that particular year, make you shine, and not just you, it inspires everybody underneath. And imagine you're coming from the environment where this underneath, this music industry, television industry, is undeveloped, it's non-competitive at some point in this European scale. There are no visions, there are no big dreams, maybe individual, but there are no concepts. There is no way where we want it to go. Do we want to shine? We don't care. We are okay with our own market, and here who's the friend with whom, getting better, everything. And for me, this is a concept which I don't agree with, because if we think like this, people like me who come from absolutely nowhere. Basically, I'm not connected from television family or music industry family. I'm just a regular guy who played video games like you, and I had this big dream that whatever I do, I would do it as best as possible. I think I was raised like this. I cannot avoid it. I cannot take this part out of me, and this is also the reason why I'm doing this YouTube channel and monetizing it and whatsoever, because I just cannot stay on one place. I want to do things better, maybe differently, but find the solutions even with lack of budgets and whatsoever to make it be better, with more concept, with more dreams in it, to influence other people to dream, to enhance. And what I see, that I understand this fun point of view. It's just a show. We want to have fun, those days in a year where Eurovision is. This is the festival of joy, but also imagine all those people behind the cameras. For them, it's hard work. It's really hard work, and for some, it's like, okay, it's a Eurovision. We want to succeed, and for me, especially, it was, we want to succeed, but we want to build. I want to build something bigger. I want to change things. I want to make things better. I want Czechia to be a competitive country. I want Czechia to be counted on. I want Czechia to rise from the ashes, and we are still there somewhere on the way to get through, but we are on much better position than we ever been before, because we had a vision. And it's like in football, the best teams, of course, they have money and whatsoever, but at the first time there was a philosophy, what they want to do, what the whole market wants to do, where they want to put this business at some point they get bigger and better, because everybody who worked on it believed in this dream. And also, you can take it also pragmatical. In this dream, to make it bigger, there is even more money, and therefore there could be even better quality, better solutions, better ideas, bigger, brighter, everything around could get better. And I think we can see, for example, that the rising phenomenon of Eurovision, because more and more people is going to this world around, not just watching it, but around, this all principle, social media, concerts, and so on and so on. So information, it's attracting more and more people. YouTubers, there are more and more YouTubers who are talking about Eurovision. Eurovision is starting to becoming a business. It's starting to becoming a thing. It's much more spread. And somebody now, of course, when I'm doing the vlog, starting to do techno over here. But what can I do about it? Nothing. Anyway, and this is like a chance for us to grow. Like I must say, I'm very happy what I see, for example, in pre-parties. Not they are just becoming more, but they are becoming better. They're becoming better. Why? Because it makes sense. Better outcome, better output, better sound, better environment creates better outcome, which eventually can generate more money. And I think those two things must stay together. But what is important to say in here, and why I'm taking that, it's important to take it seriously, because if we don't take it seriously, things will never get better. But this thing creates more competition, more ideas, more clash, and clash creates better opportunities, and also bigger demand, bigger demand on, for example, artist sides. Like, imagine 15 years ago, you wouldn't be able to say this quality, what I call average quality, it wasn't there. It wasn't at Eurovision, and the only reason is that everybody wants to do things better. But I think Eurovision has had so much time to get better, to strengthen, to have bigger dream. And past years, from my perspective, I see a little bit downfall of Eurovision from the side of how it's approached, because it's also approached very pragmatically and pragmatically only, which takes off the dreamy. It's more commercial TV thinking at some point, like this ad hoc from year to year, with decisions which can affect a decade of Eurovision, but done year to year, just like this. For example, this big topic of juries not in semifinals. Like, imagine what will happen to football if there are no juries, if there is no referee, on the pitch. it will become a madness, and the countries will find and sneak away how to recreate the game for their own, which in Eurovision terms means that there will be more funny music, more dancing music, and eventually less quality, because the quality will not be the thing. Logically, it won't be the thing, because the only thing what would matter is the qualification itself, and because the only public is voting, it will give you the way where to go, which way to go, and it makes things imbalanced, and we need this balance. But I a little bit, you see, I cannot have a structure anyway, and that's the reason why I take these things seriously, because I see what some decisions can make, and I want Eurovision not to from Champions League to become European League, and then a Conference League, and then main league. No, this is not the thing. I want Eurovision to become like the biggest music format, but also the most respected. We are still looking in the US like Grammys and so on, but I want Eurovision to be Grammys. I want Eurovision to be the pinnacle of all the countries, to be the prestige, the most important show on earth, which doesn't exclude fun. Like, it's still entertainment show, but I think we need to focus also on the quality. And I always like to look into Sweden, and I always like to look into Italy, especially into Sweden in the terms of television. Even though musically they are amazing, but it's a pinnacle of what television with entertainment can do. I think there is no better show than Melody Festival in the terms how shows look. Like, you can look in America, they are just amazingly bigger, but of course those numbers are costing crazy money, like crazy. But what Sweden doing, it's still probably like very expensive, but definitely it's somewhere else in the way of technological approach, creativity approach. It's brilliant. So from these terms, this is a Champions League which is transferred to Eurovision. And Italy, musically, Italy also shows and sends the best artist of the year basically to Eurovision, because they have this Sanremo, and Sanremo has a philosophy, has a concept, especially nowadays when the new era of Sanremo became, that you can see that there are like 10 artists every single year who might win, and you would say like, okay, my favorite didn't win, but this is also perfect. Like, those artists are great, those are performers on the top European level, maybe some of them on world level, of performing. And this is something what we can do. It's much more easier to do it in music and television than, for example, in football or athletics, where although it's measurable at some point, and you can imagine how big teams are over there to take care of it. Just the football teams, how many coaches they have for every single element of movement, strategy, physio, for specific positions, also the head coach, managers, some other officials around it. It's a complex thing built on the way that everybody wants to succeed. And to succeed, you must adjust, you must bring new things, new stuff. And what I see at Eurovision, those thoughts are dead at some point. It's non-existent. It's more what happened in X Factor, what happened in The Voice. Let's copy those mechanisms. But those shows, they don't have any brilliant concepts at some point. I think Eurovision has one wonderful thing which those shows will never have, and this is original content every single year. It's original music every single year. It has this engine which basically tells you you need to create something new all the time, and something new means everything new music, new artists, new ideas, new concepts whatsoever, unless those other shows which are still copying itself, and they're just bringing better VTs, they're adding more celebrities, better cast. This is different. This is much more better. It's way better, and we should start to treat it as it is better. That it's not just another show, that it has much bigger purpose of inspiration of youngsters, but inspiration also of music industries in Europe, not to be so concentrated on themselves, but having bigger dream, Let's Germany wants to become a powerhouse like Sweden, of like worldwide music. We can have this power because we have also the biggest outlet, biggest output. It's the biggest show on earth. Why we are not able to say we are also the best? Because we don't want to. Because it's just a show, right? It's just Eurovision. It's just pure fun. But I think we can approach it much more professionally in this way that we want to show the world that we are the best. Europeans, we are the best. We do the best music, more variable music, new music, not copy pasting everything just because it works. I want stars to be rising from Eurovision, but from also European countries. When I hear from Germany, for example, and in many years I had a meeting there, and everybody's like, no, German artists, they don't want to go to Eurovision, they don't need it. And I always say like, so maybe we need to find new artists. And that brings me to the point, very, very randomly, honestly, that I always hear when I have this speech that, but no, stars don't want to go to Eurovision. I don't care about those stars. Sometimes it's proven that to be famous star doesn't mean that you can sing live really perfectly. It was a random, like, let's give chance to new people, to open the door for new people who wants to become those stars, who will take this chance to be seen by hundreds of millions of people. This is unique, around Europe, because you know how it works in European countries, that no one abroad knows Czech artists, even our neighbors, they don't know them, and we don't know German artists or Polish artists or Austrian artists, and not even Slovakian artists, and vice versa, But I think we need to change it. We need to integrate more, because the market, come on, it's almost 1 billion people, 1 billion people market, and we are unable to create something bigger out of it. Come on, we are still losing the opportunities, and less, or more and more, we are trying to be inclusive. No juries, no this, no that. We are losing our unique sales point. Remember last year idea to put all the artists on the stage, and then on the stage it will be selected who's going through and who's not going through. Come on, why we are copying such ideas? For example, this voting, this selection, this elimination process, this is a unique sales point. Those emotions, they're nowhere else. No other show has them. No other show can really thrive on them. No other show can really show you this. And it's cruel, yes, but it's real. It is something unique we have, because in there, whatever you say, it's fun. It's just Eurovision. In there, on the faces of the teams, of the artists, in those moments, you can see how serious it is. It is serious. It is deadly serious. And sooner we realize that before we come on this stage and understand, oh my God, this is serious. Why haven't we done more for it? Why we haven't create a philosophy around it? Why didn't we like do the conceptual work about it? Why, for this moment, that's the reason why we succeed. 0 points for Germany, 0 points for Spain. This is what we want to hear. We don't. And I think it's very important, and I'm now again going somewhere through that, because each country is competing against each other. The countries which work with conceptual work, with music industry, with television industry, and understand what is the gold in it, which basically is Sweden, they are also competing on higher places, and they are always contenders. It's not just because you say like, oh, they always bring something. They bring something because they did like so much work about it. They keep a philosophy about it. They know why are they doing the things they are doing, and they also know, and this is very important for many countries, that they know that they will do it now, and they will probably do it in 10 years. So they can plan, they can think about it, they can not just do ad hoc plan from year to year, but also they can work from 2024. They can already start working on 2027 to prepare something. They can do a conceptual work, because in television world, nothing is happen from hour to hour. Or if you decide something one day, the reflection of this decision, application, and also the effect will take 1 year, 2 years, maybe 3 years. I always say that for conceptual work you need minimum 3 years, because if, for example, you do something good and you succeed, that doesn't mean you did it right. It can be also a chance, but if you continually do it for 3 years, then the chance that eventually for another 3-4 years it will still stay. I think this is the Czech way, for example. When I started, of course, it took some time to create philosophy, but at some point I was able to at least, somehow make the board of Czech television to make Eurovision certain for 2 years. And that changed the game completely, because that I could plan. I could say, okay, you cannot go for Eurovision this year because you don't have this good song, but prepare something for the next year because it will be there, and it creates a space for the producers, composers, artists to prepare themselves, to think about the idea, to give them the space to do something great bigger. And I think from that point we started to become contenders, at least to qualify, to get better, which was unbelievable before. Like, of course you can question how it is now, but I still think that if you compare 2016 to 2024 era to the past, it's uncomparable, and I think it all thrives because we started to have some philosophy. At least it's still hard to do a conceptual work because the television always waits if the Eurovision was gonna happen next year or not. But in Sweden, in Italy, they know it will happen in another 5 years. In the UK, in like all the big 5 countries, they know they will probably do it another 5, maybe 10 years. And for me, this is kind of like a crazy thing. Like, why don't you have a clear concept what you want to do, from which point you start, and when step by step you want to get it, and not just in here we start and in here we want to win. Like, but what kind of steps it is, what we want, who we want. And I think we're still stuck in the concept that we need stars. We don't, because no one knows. I know, for example, UK have Ole Alexander. I didn't know him before, because we are talking of stars, of global stars, but they don't need to compete anymore. They already competed. Let's find new ones, and let's create concepts in those countries to have them to sell Eurovision as a platform which opens you to the world, because it can, it really can. Of course, it cannot promise you to become a global star, but come on, who from Europe can tell it's a global star? It's not so many people after all, but we can change it if we are all changing our approaches, not to be just a show. It's a show for showing the cultures and whatsoever. I don't care about this. This should be automatical, This is inherited in the concept that so many different countries, cultures are on the same stage together, sharing the music, the approaches, and share, and also the fans around and all the people in televisions. But we are living in a global society now. We all share. We all have, now, for example, I'm doing this vlog from Romania, in Bucharest. Why I'm here? Because I have a girlfriend in here, because I met her on the job which I had in here. But I'm from Czechia, and I randomly get to Romania, voila. And I think we can influence each other to get better, to have concept behind it, because I'm kind of starting to be sick of the fact how, for example, even commercial TVs are working, that everything is just a show, just copy paste those ideas, do those ideas, and nothing is behind it, and no one is creating value. And unless somebody creates value, and then those people have the business, they have the money, they have long-term business and money, and long-term value and money. And also, not just those few people are having money out of it, but probably the whole industry. It's like a spread, and they know it, that it's not from year to year, but it's like for more years to come, and better they will do it, more incomes it will come in. And for me, this is still unbelievable that we are not thinking about it, and we are still breaking the barriers of making this show more and more and more professional, more demanding, and we are actually doing it less and less demanding. And this is for me a shame that we are doing this step backwards, because it will be harder to do the step forward unless somebody will come with the idea to do it better, and maybe on different platform, and then it will be too late, because the mechanisms are slow. And we need to understand that for many people also this is a business, this is a job opportunity, and it's an opportunity to shine. And I think also the guys who are doing pre-parties, they maybe would like to do bigger pre-parties and more professional and so on, but also those guys need bigger and more professional Eurovision. And they're now, you know, when Eurovision becomes crazy, and I think 2015, 2016 especially, Eurovision start a change for this, unless 2022, 23 where the new rules, it goes slowly with the effect. So 2016 reflection can be 4 or 5 years after, because it's cumulative effect. And when Eurovision start to go downslide with the least interesting artist, with more funny but not really quality music, when it's starting to losing this recognition, every business around it will be losing its money. And who wants this? Who wants this, guys? We want to, and we need to push on Eurovision, on our producers, on our televisions, to do it better and better and better, and they still keep it fun. They still keep it fun. And maybe you're saying like, hey Jan, you're crazy, and what are you talking about? This vlog makes no sense. But for me it does, because it's just not a vlog. For me it has much more importance, and I'm very curious if this talk really changed something in you, or give you some other thoughts, or maybe say like, maybe there's something about what this guy is saying. Maybe he's crazy, but he takes it seriously, and maybe we need people like Jan all around, because we want people like this to take those things really, really seriously. Oh my god, what I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm very curious if this somehow affect your thoughts, so write me them in the comments below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, or become a member, so you can have those podcasts much sooner, because actually in the moment I will upload them on the internet, on YouTube, they will be available for you. And also, as a member, you can check the special content just for you, longer videos, more specific videos, and also some just exclusive for you. And also it will help my channel to grow, and also it will help me to take it even more seriously. Even I do take it seriously. You can see this year when I have time to do those things, that I'm trying to give you different point of view, different edge, because I'm not fun. I'm not Eurovision fun, or not in this classical way. I still feel myself as a person who can influence Eurovision, who can influence their own domestic market. I'm a person of dreams. I'm a person who dreams big, and I will do whatever, or not whatever, I won't do whatever for it. I'm still being me. But I took also this channel seriously, and that's also why I'm monetizing it, honestly. Because unless this, maybe I wouldn't be able to take it as precious as I feel it is, as a channel where I can also influence you, because without you, Eurovision also is nothing. And I would like most of you, or a lot of you, to think about it from various different perspectives than you maybe do nowadays. And I will try to give you this opportunity to see in the head of the person who wants to change things for better. Even I might be wrong, unless I'm not. Okay, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.